Before Destiny came out, I thought this was going to be that game that I play for the next 10 years, like a World of Warcraft type deal. So when I got it, I bought the expansion pass, and then I got to see all of the wonderful flaws it had. But I still really like this game. In fact, it's keeping me from playing much of anything else. They just released the first expansion for this game called The Dark Below, and people really don't like it. It has a user score of 3.1 on Metacritic. But I actually like it, and here's why. So during my first night playing with the expansion, I was not so into it. I blasted through the 3 campaign missions and I thought, that's it? That was $20? Then I started to do all of the other stuff. See, the expansion plants this girl, Eris Morn, in the tower, and she gives you all these missions to do. After you complete those missions, you can do bounties for her. You can then buy stuff from her, and she makes you get this urn, and then you gotta go fill it with ashes or whatever, and it's a lot, and it gives me a headache. The big deal that everybody's up in arms about is that the light level cap has changed. So now, instead of level 30 being the cap, it's level 32. So in the regular game, after you reach level 20, you have to get armor with light attached to it. The higher level the light is, the higher level your character will be. And before this expansion, the cap of the light armor was 30. Now it's 32. That's fine, but in order to get this armor, you have to go to Xur, who's only available on the weekends. He's got things to do. What do you want? You have to trade in your exotic armor that you spent all of this time and resources upgrading, and Xur will give you the same armor back that you have to re-upgrade all over again. This pissed a lot of people off. And on top of all of this, you have to wait for Xur to have the exact same armor that you need. So not only do you have to wait for him to appear on the weekends, when he's not busy with his full-time job or dealing with his family or anything, you also have to wait for him to have the exact same armor that you need. Because every week, his inventory is limited. Personally, I don't mind because I understand. Xur's got a lot going on, and you gotta get off of his case. I also don't play Destiny religiously enough so that I can't just wait a week to see what else Xur's got going on. Lucky for me, in his first weekend here with the Dark Below expansion, he had the exact exotic helmet that I needed. So I got that. I also didn't mind trading in my helmet and redoing all of the upgrades because my light level did not change. This was a big fear of mine when I found out I had to trade in my armor. I thought my light level would go down with the promise that eventually, if I keep upgrading it, this new armor would have a higher level. But that's not the case. This new armor starts off at the same level that your old armor was when it was maxed out. So my level stayed exactly the same when I got this new armor. Actually, I think the level increased when I got this new armor. Bungie also caught a lot of flack when they changed the upgrade system. So you don't have to run around looking for materials like helium filaments to upgrade your armor anymore. You can just buy them from a dude at the tower. This makes upgrading so much easier. So since getting this new armor with the new expansion, upgrading it has been no problem at all. This is great because it actually gives you a reason to break down all of those useless weapons and gloves and boots and stuff that you never use, and upgrade all of the good stuff that you have. Aside from all of the loot that Dark Below adds, there's some pretty monstrous enemies that just started sprouting up. Also some crazy random events that just happen around the patrol areas. And do you remember that sword that you got to use once in that one mission in your original playthrough of Destiny? Well, it's back and in greater frequency, and it's still awesome. This adds some much needed variety to the gameplay. Here's a quote from Polygon's review of The Dark Below. It's the first thing that they say right at the top of the article. The Dark Below is the perfect expansion for Destiny. It's just as grandiose and ultimately shallow as the main game. They gave it a 5 out of 10. What keeps me going back to Destiny is the loot system. I'm obsessed with upgrading my character and getting the best stuff. The Dark Below expansion just adds to that. If you didn't like Destiny before, you're not gonna like it now. If you like it still, this gives you more to do. And more to want. What do you guys think? I do think it was a little quick to release an expansion. It's only been a couple months. Maybe they should have waited like another month or two, but it's really good. I kind of like it. So what do you guys think about The Dark Below? Leave it in the comments below, at me on Twitter. The most important things that you can do is share this with a friend and subscribe. Thank you guys very much. Have a good week. But then I looked at the rest of the nominees, and I haven't played any of them. None of them look like my cup of tea. They're all medieval fantasies, except for Bayonetta, which, why is that there? But again, I can't judge because I haven't played any of these games.
I've been getting a lot better.
Yeah.
Just giving creators the benefit of the doubt.
you know.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's not their fault when something sucks,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, for
Nothing's
me,
perfect.
For me, it's not so much rage anymore. It's more of just like
Like a disappointment, like a mild disappointment.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm tired. It's like, really? Come on.